and cue the music.
Well, Alibaba had the 40 thieves, sheriffs that had 1,000 tales. But master, you in luck, 'cause up your sleeves, you got a brand that never fails. You got some power in your corner now, some happiness in your camp. You got some punch, pizzazz out who in the house, and all you gotta do is rub that lamp, and I'll say, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be?
Welcome to another episode of The Scoop. Today I am joined by vocalist, promoter, and local radio host, Mr. Daniel Merry. Daniel, welcome.
What's up, Pickle? How you doing, dude?
Doing good. So, I know you've been doing the radio thing for probably, about a year or two now?
About to make a year, and officially on the schedule that I'm on in about a year, in a couple months.
So how did you get into the radio business?
It started off by me being in Resurface. We won a contest through 106.1 The Underground, which is now Alt 92.3. And I met a promotions person there by the name of Ashley O, who is now, the prime time, Alt 92.3 DJ. Became good friends, and when she got an on-air spot, we stayed in touch. And one day I called in, and I forgot what the subject was, but we talked for about 5 minutes, and it was just good, man. And so she showed her program director that, and then that's the same time that the first summit came out, and she showed him the video that Tooth and Nail Productions did of the summit, and he was like, what is this guy doing? Wherever he's at, he needs to stop that and come work on radio. And at first I didn't take the job because I was like, nah, man, I'm making too good of money, but I was miserable kind of with that job. And now here I am, a year later, couldn't be happier, It's crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought in a million years I'd be on the freaking radio,
Yeah.
But I love it.
I'm sure that do you find it different being in here with the cameras versus the radio?
A little bit,
only?
yeah. The mystique is I'm a man coming through your speakers. You don't know what I look like, so these are freaking me out a little bit.
Well, but on the same note, I know that you're very active with like Facebook Live and Instagram video and all that kind of stuff. Do you find that bringing that aspect in adds, I guess, conversations and whatnot?
For sure. Yeah, it's all about content, dude. You have to have good content. I try to be as relatable and just want everybody to get along and have fun. Every way I could do that.
So when are you on the air?
Every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. till midnight.
Who's your favorite artist that y'all are playing
that we
now?
play? That's tough. So we're talking about new artists, or are we talking about just a good solid
new artist, like
new
that
artist.
new up and coming artist that
They're not too new, but the 1975, I feel like they haven't put out a bad song yet. And they're just one of those bands where you might hear one of their songs and be like, who is that? What? That's them? Shit. That's that band for me.
Yeah. Do you get to do a lot of live event or like live remote things? I see here and there pictures of you, but
man.
Like, what's one of your favorite live?
What's been the best so far?
The best so far.
Like, where you, hey, because you have a lot of things that come with being on the air.
Right.
Like Pickle said, going out to certain things, whether that be like going to a Harley Davidson event or a crawfish boil. I think I saw that one.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
What's been the best benefit of being on air?
So I got to do a live remote at the Harley Davidson of New Orleans. It was a crawfish cook-off. They had 2,000 pounds of free crawfish. I was like, is it free? What? And so every time I talked about it on an air, I was like, by the way, free. Come on. So yeah, I got to eat crawfish all day. I was next to Spud McConnell. He was doing his thing for his station, 106.7 The Crew. I was next to Papa Smurf, another local radio legend. I'm like, what am I doing here? I've only been doing this for a year, and they asked for me, and my program director said, do it. It's just, besides all the free beer, free crawfish, just being there, and just, I don't know. I was like, this is radio. This is it.
Yeah, being in the
The
in
biz.
the trenches with the big dogs. Yeah.
Exactly. And just being able to, I don't know, talk to people, like I said, who have heard me before but haven't met me. That's my favorite thing, because people feel like they know me. So when I meet them, it's not like, nice to meet you. It's like, oh, Daniel, man. Oh, and then they might talk about something that I talked about. And so it's just, I don't know, they feel like they know me already.
Yeah.
So I love that. Any live remote, really. But the Harley Davidson one for sure was just the best.
Awesome.
It was hot as balls, by the way, but I mean,
Yeah.
worth it.
So, have you, since you've been on the air, have you met any celebrities per se where you've been starstruck? Just in awe, like,
Yes.
holy shit, like,
Yeah.
dude, I've been either following you, listening to, like, you started geeking out.
Right. So, probably my third day in their training with Ashley O, she interviewed an artist by the name of Grandson. If y'all haven't checked him out, do so. And I'd heard so many of his songs where I was really becoming a fan of him. A, not even knowing the radio station played his music, but then B, she's like, oh yeah, Grandson's coming in today. I'm like, what? I was listening to him on the way here, you know? And meeting him, such a humble dude, but that's a newer artist. I got to introduce Blue October the other night at the Varsity in front of, I don't know. I can't even say how many people it was, but hanging out with Blue October and them coming up to me. Look, I've been on stage singing since I was 15. This is a whole new ball game for me to go out there and hype up the crowd, get them ready for another band, you know? And just talking to the band, them saying, dude, we love what you said with this and that. I'm like, I had nothing planned. I just get out there and feel the crowd, you know? And just hanging out with Blue October and introducing them was just the craziest thing. And they were really digging the shirt that I was wearing. So they took a video of me and then sent it to the band whose shirt I was wearing, Missio.
Nice.
And then they responded to him right then and there, like, oh, dude, that's so cool. High five him. So I was like, what? Is this all happening?
You'd mentioned being on stage.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, and where I first met you was in the music industry,
Right.
You know, or the music scene, whatever.
Right.
Through
It's
It
the
Was,
biz.
The biz.
and Resurface.
Through It Was, Resurface, yeah.
I know you're on hiatus with it, but
Yeah.
I still see you getting up there and joining a lot of different bands.
I have to, man.
Up there.
Yeah.
Are you getting like that itching feeling to
That
get
itch,
back up there?
yeah.
Or, you know what I mean?
Even when I took the hiatus from about 2008 to 2014, just with life, the itch was so real. Even during that time, I was doing little acoustic things here and there. My buddy Aaron would write up, instrumental songs, send it to me. I would record it just to still do it. But I love singing, but the heavy side is where I really just feel like I belong, because I'm just a chill dude. But when I get on stage, I don't know what comes over me, but I guess the aggression definitely comes out. So anytime a band asks if I really like the music, absolutely. If I'm a fan of your music, absolutely. I can't go up for every single, I have to be picky.
Do you see yourself starting another band at some time in the future?
It's never out the question. And I know there are people out there who, if I asked tonight, they'd be like, let's do it. But time.
Yeah.
That's really with my two young boys.
Right.
And the radio thing and Give It Hell and life,
Yeah.
My cup's pretty full right now.
So you mentioned
The cup
Give It Hell.
overfloweth.
There you go.
So you mentioned Give It Hell.
Yeah.
We talked briefly about how y'all held the summit last year, and it gave a lot of the different bands and artists surrounding the music scene. You mentioned George.
Mm-hmm.
To where he does a lot of bands' videos.
Right.
Different podcasts came out there.
Right.
Different venues were there to help gather names and share information.
Yep. It was such a great showing of unity, man. That's literally what we want from it. Basically, somebody said something recently that helped me realize why I started Give It Hell with Vince. They mentioned the word nepotism. And you know what nepotism means? You're right. So
I don't. Can you explain it?
so nepotism is using your connections and are using your power to hook up people close to you with connections. And if you feel like you can get through the music industry without acquiring connections, no matter how you get them, you're wrong. You absolutely, if you want to take any sort of step anywhere, there's a photographer right there. He's not responding to me, but hey, Daniel, I know you know him. We're friends. You mind connecting us? Done.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's not nepotism. That's sure,
Yeah,
no
it's
problem.
quote unquote sharing the wealth.
Exactly. And so by hosting the summit, I mean, last year was a Wednesday night, and it was the first event Give It Hell I'd ever done. And when I was even dreaming of starting Give It Hell, that was my first thing I was going to do. I was like, I have to find out a way to bring everybody together to show everyone that, look, we're all in it for the same reason. Let's help each other out. So with the second summit, we're really aiming for everybody. We're trying to get rock writers from as many magazines as we can. We're reaching out to everybody. Now, who bites and who comes, it's completely up to them. But our pitch is bring your CDs, bring your portfolio, your USB drive with all of your music and pictures on it, which I suggest bands do. It's a lot easier. Bring whatever you can. If you feel like by bringing that stuff can help you out, bring it. Bring a puppy. All right? If people are going to come up to you, pet the puppy. By the way, this is Oscar the puppy. Take this business card. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just clean up their poop after.
I have a question, Daniel.
Yes.
A lot of people think over the past few years that the scene has been dying. Do you agree with that?
Yes and no. Yes, because we have no up-and-comings, if you really think about it. And what provided the up-and-coming bands were all-ages venues.
Yeah.
If you have no place for 14 and 15-year-olds to play, like when I joined Through What Was, I was 16. My first show was at Sharky's on North Causeway, and I had to stand outside the whole time. But when it was time for me to go on stage, I did it because it was a 21 and older bar,
Right.
But there's no all-ages venues for these bands to get out there and, look, practicing in your garage or at Fountain Blue or wherever. It's great and everything, but you need to get out there and show your product. And
get
they have no
exposure.
way. Exactly. They have no way to do that.
Right.
When I was
Yeah,
in Through It Was, man, we were playing with some of the bands we looked up to, and it was just like the coolest thing. There's no way for a young band under the age of 18 to play with a band locally that they look up to get that exposure,
Yeah, I
And
remember when I was real little, there was, well, I say real little, when I was like in high school, there was like the Abstract, which was, more of an all ages venue.
Right.
For the longest time there was, the various
Stages of Cypress.
stages of Cypress.
Yeah.
I like how you guys say the various stages
Yeah.
of Cypress.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it was
The high
Downstairs,
ground.
then
Yeah,
the
upstairs,
high
upstairs and
ground.
downstairs.
Right.
Cypress, high ground, the Cypress Hall. I mean, MVC on the West Bank, the Musical Voyage Compound. Dude, that
Are
was...
you talking about the skate park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Skate park /
Tattoo shop. Oh.
venue, dude. Guess
Yeah.
what? Worst sound, worst stage. And I was an active singer. I still am an active singer. But jumping on that stage, I'm like, this is it. I'm going to die next time I come down.
Yeah.
But just kids there, like, being like, wow, this dude's 16. He's my age. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even tell you, and I'm not tooting any horns, how many people come up to me and thank me just for being in Through What Was. I didn't do anything special other than push my band, figure out new ways to market and network, and put out a good product that we think people liked.
When is the summit going to be?
Oh, the next summit is June 23rd, which is a Sunday at Southport Hall.
Southport Hall.
Wait, hold on. Redo it.
Southport
Southport.
Hall.
Was I supposed to do that? I did the high.
You got the high,
Yeah.
he's got the low.
It's perfect. That's called a harmony.
So y'all doing it in the front room again?
We're
or
going to do it
y'all
wherever it
gonna do the
spills
main
onto.
room?
I mean, last year on a Wednesday in the deck room, it was packed both
Yeah.
inside and outside. So I
So
told
is it
Mark,
going to be like Knights of the Round Table this time?
yes, yeah.
Everyone in
it's not-
chainmail?
Just, I don't know. I'm pretty mad. All my name tags got swiped that night. I had 2 stacks of name tags, and you'd walk in, use as many name tags as you wanted. Daniel Mary of Vault 92.3 or Give It Hell or whatever. And so people could be like, we're friends on Facebook. Nice to feel your warmth and talk to you about things.
A social
Yeah.
event.
The whole, exactly. It's, put your pinkies up.
Networking.
Networking. Exactly, man.
Merchandising.
Right. Pretty much, man. Just go there and get your name out there however you can think about
Yeah.
doing. Meet somebody that you're friends with on Facebook. For some reason, people get freaked out when I see them in public, and I'm a personable dude. If I see you and I'm like, oh, I know that profile picture, face, I know the name. Hi, we're friends on Facebook. They're always like, hi. I'm like, what? Come on, we talk
Yeah.
all the time on the internet. I'm just like,
This is my first time meeting you.
bull. Bull.
No, I swear, I don't remember meeting you. This is
You don't remember meeting me.
no.
Well, it's nice to meet you again.
I
What's
don't
your name
remember
again?
ever meeting you. Who are you? Where am I?
I'm Steve. Nice to meet you.
Okay, hi Steve.
Nice, Steve.
So
Nice.
on the same note, does Give It Hell have any upcoming shows that you want to plug?
We are working on a bunch. We constantly work on a bunch, but we're very picky about our shows because we're not trying to be the promotion company that puts, that throws 5-6 shows a month.
Yeah.
Because it's hard enough. Honestly.
Whenever you guys do throw a show,
You want
that's
it to
the
be
show
meaningful.
you want to be at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not trying to oversaturate bands as well.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we're limited when it comes to quality bands that we feel like will put on a good.
And that you can back and put your name
Exactly,
on. Because
exactly.
when you're choosing these bands, you're also
Yeah.
not in a sense gambling, but you need to be assured that
Right.
they have a good quality.
Yeah. We're
Yeah, to
musicians
have a good
first.
product.
Exactly. Vince and I, we're musicians first who started a promotion company because we don't know what has worked for us. That's what we want to work for people. We want you, if you're just starting a band, to hit us up and be like, hey, man, I'm trying to do this. How have you done it? If you've done it. If we haven't done it, we'll say, man, I'm not sure, but we know somebody who does, But as far as the shows goes, going back to that, none as of yet. We had 2 fall underneath us because another radius clause popped up on their
Wow.
other tours, which, I mean, I love a good clause, man. We have a show clause where if we book a show with you, we don't want you to play a show a week before or a week after that show. So you at least have ample time to promote at least
Yeah.
a week's worth. Because at first it was a 2-week thing because, honestly, I was very limited with Resurface. We'd play Twist a Lime one night, and then next weekend, if we would play next weekend, it'd be at least another city away, rather than
Yeah,
Like
better,
Kenner.
get her,
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna be announcing stuff in October for sure. So
all right.
Well, where
looking
can
forward to it.
people actually go and check out to see when you guys do come out with events?
at Give It Hell Official on Instagram and on Facebook, you can find us at Give It Hell Promotions.
Gotcha.
And where can people follow you on the air?
On air on Alt 92.3 FM, we have an app. We have alt923.com where you can listen to it streaming, or I'm on air Monday through Friday, 7 to midnight. And my Instagram is at Daniel Mary on the radio.
All right, so I got these weird off-brand potato chips. We've been doing. Here you go, pickle.
It's great value,
Yes.
That's great value.
non-fried.
We're
Is that proper English?
I couldn't get any pickled flavored stuff, but this is like an off-brand pickle chip thing.
Non-fried.
Yeah, non-fried. So if you want to go ahead and open that, and then we can go ahead and start tasting them.
Around me are familiar faces, worn out.
They're delicious.
Uh,
Was not expecting that.
gotcha.
That was actually good.
The thing that creeped me out when it came in was the length of the snake that's in there.
where'd
It's
Look,
right
it's right there.
It's really drying out my eyes. I don't even know if I'm going for sexy or creepy, but it just happened.
It came out creepy.
Cool. Thanks for that, guys. I needed to wake up. Non-fried, by the way.
It was delicious.
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 All right.
So stay tuned. We'll be back with more of The Scoop.
The Scoop.